gents, let's have our warm up and then we'll work with our 2 weights today like I promised to on Friday, but obviously I wasn't here. Take those off and I can see you. Right, ladies and gents, when you're ready, if you want to just bring your heels in just beneath your hips, hands down by your thighs, and let's start with our shoulder circles. So let the hands cross just in front and then pull the shoulder blades down. As you pull the shoulder blades down, keep gently pulling up the crown of the head so it gets rid of any tension you may have through the top of your shoulders and down the side of the neck. Try and breathe in as the arms lift and then breathe out, really pulling into the shoulder blades. A couple more circles here, and then this time let the hands drop just in line with your shoulders. Take a side step, let your weight shift across and then pull back to centre. Try and keep the hands low, so they're level with your breastbone rather than your shoulders. And each time when you pull into the centre, feel the shoulder blades squeezing together. The more we start squeezing gently into the shoulder blades, the more it's going to stretch and open the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders. The more we open the front of the shoulders, the more we can engage our upper back. So a couple more here, and this time as you step across, let's stay across. Straightening both legs, and then let's move into those side bends. So we want a nice long spine as a tip to the side. Chin slightly nodded in, so you're keeping your ears in line with your shoulders, and then lifting your elbow and your left hip up towards the ceiling. And try and press down firmly through both feet. And squeeze your thighs so your legs stay nice and straight. And if it's available, just reaching your arm out a little further to the side, just to gently increase that stretch down the inside of the right leg. Breathing out into your tip, a little breath in, and your last one here. And stepping back in to centre. When you're ready, bring the arms back to shoulder level and taking a step over to your left. Try and let the knee drop forwards. Feel your hips pull back. And as you rise, start to gently pull in with your right inner thigh. And want to keep that right foot again flat, pressed into the floor. And as you stride across, trying to keep that right leg as straight as possible. Breathing in as you stride. Little brace with the core and shoulders directly back above your hips. And again, twice more across here. And your last one. Staying across, straighten the legs, and then coming into your side bends. Try not to bend the spine into a C shape. Try and get the length into the spine. And feel your right hip start to gently lift. Pressing both feet again firmly into the ground. And try and breathe out as you ease into that stretch. A little nodding with the chin so the ears and the shoulders stay aligned as you tip out to the side. Hand just to shoulder level. Hip a little higher if you can. That's such a nice release for the inner thighs and hamstrings as well. A couple more here. Coming into your last one and then staying wide with the feet. Turning both feet out to the diagonal and open up the knees. We're going to come down into a squat, a little tilt forward and sitting back into the hips. And then we're going to take a side bend, allowing that movement to come into the spine. So hands towards the knees, tailbone is tucked, and the ear tipping towards your shoulder. And breath. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Try and keep the weight nice and even in both feet as you move your upper body. So there's no movement from the knees, the hips, and all the movement stays in the spine, through the neck, and releasing through your shoulders. Now if you want to make that C shape a little bit bigger, as your arm reaches over the top, your opposite hand can reach underneath. So it creates a little bit more of a windmill. So sit into the squat, reach over, into the centre and rise. Get a little pull down with the shoulder blades as you sit into the squat. And still feel your knees pressing out wide towards your little toes. And then hopefully you can feel that nice stretch right through your waist, through your neck and through your spine. And we'll do that once more. Breathe out with the tip, little breath in, out to the tip, a little breath in and rise. Bring your feet in underneath your hips. So feet are hip distance apart, striding back with your right leg. Lift the arms, open around to the side, then step forward. Then your left leg, open around to the side and step forward. So each time you step the feet back, try and keep the knees open and try and keep your balance, ignore me. Tuck the tailbone and open the knees so it helps to stabilise your pelvis. And again, then when you turn through the upper body, the legs are staying nice and still, the hips are staying nice and square to the front. And again, we're feeling the rotation to the neck as well as through the spine. So let your eye gaze come all the way around with your hand. But again, before you open the arm, make those front knees open from the hip. And you want to feel the weight anchored into your front heel. And then a big push out of the front heel. If it feels okay, maybe striding a little further back. Your last one on each side. Again, try and get your shoulders nice and relaxed as you lift the arms. And holding in centre. From here, let's come into a little glute wake up. So you're going to take your right leg back, left knee forward and hands onto your hips. Push down with the heel, so a nice straight leg, and make sure this knee hasn't moved back, so push the knee forward. Then the push out of your front heel and reach back to the toe, and then roll through the toe to the ball of the foot and into your heel. You want a gentle squeeze down the front of this right thigh. So you notice how that leg stays straight the whole time. You can get a little bit of extension into the spine, lift the arms, pull them back, and then reach them forwards. Don't bring the shoulders back over your hips. Try and get this nice diagonal line. Using the out breath as you extend, and the in breath as you sit back. And once more. And change the legs. So when you're ready, left leg comes back, nice long stride, square the hips, and then draw tailbone down at the back, press your heel to the floor, front knee over heel, and then push out the front heel, either keeping the hands by your thighs, or adding in the arms, a little reach forwards. You'll have to excuse me, I've got zero balance today. So it helps hopefully to keep the feet hip distance apart. Breathe in as you sit back, and then breathe out as you push forwards. Trying to control it all the way through. Now when that back foot comes down, try and make sure your toes stay facing forwards. And that back heel pressed into the floor while keeping again that front knee forward. The more you keep this knee forward, the more you're going to feel the stretch in your back calf. Coming into your last two, and then your one, and then we can step in and grab two weights when you're ready. I've got like what I call a migraine hangover, so what I say and what I do, if it's different, just do what I do and ignore what I say. Definitely the way forward today. So your hands just by your thighs. Open up the collarbones and bring your shoulder blades together. We're going to come back into a knee bend. I'm going to alternate lifting one arm, then the other arm, and then push out the heels with a double bicep curl. So lower the weights to the knees, nodding the chin, and as you rise, shoulders all the way back above your hips. Now as we come into this rear deltoid fly, I want to feel the weight in our heels. And when you rise, don't lift your upper body, push down with your heels. And that'll naturally drive your hips forward, back underneath your shoulders. Chin is in. Shoulder blade towards the spine as you lift the arm. And you can always feel that the hips go right back behind your heels. So that's when you can use your glutes then to drive your hips forward, back underneath your shoulders. Twice more. As you open the arm, keep a soft elbow and a strong core. One last time here. Opening, opening, curling and holding here. Lift your right heel. So into your triceps and your biceps next. We're going to take the leg back to straight arms and tap the foot or lift the knee. So you can tap the toe down here and here. or just tap the toe here, and then lift the knee to hip level. Now lift the upper arms, stay fixed, right by the side of your ribs. As you extend the arms, don't try and push them high, just try and straighten the arms. And to get that straightness in the arms, you'll just squeeze into your triceps, into the back of the upper arm. Balance is shocking. Breathe out as you tip. Try and keep the standing knee soft if you can. And your last two here. Coming into your last one, hold the leg back, place it down. Now I'm going to reach the arms forward, just below your chest, and then pull the arms together, palms forwards. So breathe in, reach forward, breathe out, pull back. So your weights face the floor here, chest level, and your palms face forward here. Breathing in to come forward, breathing out to open. Bend into that front knee, sit into your heel, and to give me one more here. Quite tough on the shoulders, but good for the upper back. Step into centre, and step across to your side. Then as you come in, tops of the shoulders this time. Stride across, and out to the side. Breathing in, out with the lift. Tapping the toe now, or lifting the knee. Keeping the shoulders gently drawn down into the back of the rib cage. Elbows stay soft as the arms come out to the side. Make the out breath strong, so it helps to engage your core here. Holding, one last time. Holding, place the foot down. Let's take some side bends, relax the shoulders and gently ease from side to side. So you want the weight anchored through the heels. Little tuck at the bottom, lengthen as you come into the centre. And try and keep the shoulders really relaxed. So you're not using your shoulders or your arms to lift the weights up. The more you let those weights just hang like dead weights, the more work, movement and stretch, we're going to bring it in to the waist. Breathing in as you ease down, slow breath out to rise. In through the nose, and then out through the mouth. Chin slightly in so the ears are still in line with the shoulders as you tip from side to side. And once more on each side. And then we can hold back in the centre. So come into your left leg now. Left heel stays down. No, left heel lifts, sorry. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Bicep curl. Tip forward, tricep extension. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Option to bring the knee forward just below hip level. And move slowly. So as you're moving, you're very aware the alignment with the position of the spine isn't changing. The weight's in that front heel. And notice that when you take your leg back, the front knee stays slightly soft. Stretch back into the toes. And again, you can tap the foot on the floor at the back. And as you come into the centre, 3 to go here. Breathe in and rise. Breathe out, brace your core and extend. Once more. Holding the leg at the back so the foot comes down. Palms are facing forward, little lean. Come forward to chest level and then turn your palms forward here. As you're moving the arms backwards and forwards, you're keeping the weight in the front heel. Back leg nice and straight. And think about your core. Draw the abdominals in. Keep them held in. 2 to go. It's quite strong on the shoulders. Pull back. Your last one. Breathe in. Breathe out and hold. Step your feet back under your hips. Turn your palms into your thighs. And let's go to the side lunge. Was it a side lunge? It was. Step across. And then curl as you rise. No, it's not. Sorry. Curl here. And then step in and open. Breathe in. Tap the toe or lift the knee. Don't worry about lifting the arms too high. The main thing is that when we lift the arms, the shoulders themselves don't move up towards the ears. Think about pushing away rather than trying to lift up. Keeping the elbows soft as you move. Send the hips a little further back to get into the hamstrings and into the inner thighs. And give the glutes an extra squeeze. Get those hips under the shoulders here. 2 more. And your last one. And hold. Bring the foot down and let's move back to side bends. Relax the shoulders, pull the shoulder blades together and just gently ease from side to side. So ear directly in line with the shoulder, hands sliding to the outside of your knee. And again, just notice the hips aren't rocking. The more we squeeze the bottom, stabilise the hips, the more we get to work through our waist. Now feel the in-breath as you ease down and the out-breath as you rise. Just a couple more each side. Then we're going to bring all those muscles together. With your feet under your hips, right leg strides back. So nice long stride back. Come into a bicep curl as you lower the knee and a press to your shoulder and step forward. Left leg, curl to the shoulder, press, rise and step in. So you're trying to get your back shin almost parallel to the ground. But notice when you step back, you're not going narrow. Try and get that space between your knees. Keep that length into the spine. And the next time you press your weight to the ceiling, hold it at the top. So brace your core. Now keep the trunk of the body still, so using your obliques here to stabilise the spine. Back to your shoulder and step in. So as you take the weight across, there's a temptation for the hips and the spine to change position. So don't worry about how low you're taking the weight, just think about how still you're keeping the body. And if it starts to sway, just don't go any further. Push out the front heel. Tuck the tailbone, pull the shoulder blade down to the back of the rib cage, keep the shoulder blade drawn down to your shoulder and step in. When you do step in, feel the weight in that front heel and really think about pushing that front heel down into the ground. Core on here, tailbone tucked, shoulders working, definitely working. And let's just do 1 more of those on each side. A little further back if it feels okay. Keeping the elbows soft, the spine nice and long. And 1 more time. Right leg back, left leg back, sorry. Opening, resisting to your shoulder and step in. Turning both weights to your thighs. When you do that, don't let the shoulders curl in. So hold your shoulders back and then turn the weight to the thighs, keeping your collarbones really open. From there, we come into our bent over wide row. So hips go back, both elbows come wide to the kneecaps and rise. So as you move the weight, it's like you're drawing a V. Narrow at the bottom and come out nice and wide at the top with the elbows. But never let the elbows go higher than your shoulders. And once you've got your hinge forwards, you're trying to get the trunk of the body perfectly still, so it just isolates and works into the rear deltoids. But as soon as we tip forward and pull the hips back, we need to draw the belly in towards the spine to engage the core. So as you're moving in the arms, trunk of your body stays perfectly still. If you're happy the trunk of your body staying still, stay here for 3. Tailbone slightly tucked, elbows push wide and resist on the way down. And then push through the heels. Now once you've got the hinge forward, pull the shoulder blades together. And as you lower the weight, try and keep that feeling of holding your shoulder blades gently towards each other. 2 more sets of 3. Core first, chin in, shoulder blades pull together. As you lower the weight, try and hold them together as much as you can. And then 1 more time. Rest in your core, tuck in your bottom. Once more here. And then resist and rise. Take a little split stance. So your right foot wants to go just behind your left, about a foot's distance behind. but bring your weight forward into your front heel. We're going to take that hinge forward. Now we're going to pull up with the elbows like we did with the row, tricep extension and release. Come up, push back. Chin in and tailbone tucked, so again as you're moving the arms, your upper body stays in set position. Your belly button through to the spine. 3 kickbacks at the back, so hold here. 3, just to the hips, no further. 2, to the hips. 1, and then release and rise. Tip, pull. 3, 2, 1. Weights down, and then push hips forward. And when you push those hips forward, I want you to push right down to your front heel. Allow that then drives your hips forward under your shoulders. Once more on this side. 3, 2, 1. Release and change legs. So step in, step back with your left leg. Come to the hinge first, so the bottom's pulling back. You're keeping your chest open. And just pull up the elbows, kick back and lower down. So we're staying here, up in, lifting up in, there's a word. Pulling back with the shoulder blades and then squeezing into your triceps. And try and squeeze evenly into the back of both arms. 2 more singles. Draw the belly to the spine, keep the weight in the front heel. 3 kickbacks, so hold for 3 to the hips, 2, and then lower the weights and drive your hips in. So hips push back. Elbows high for 3, 2, 1. Keep your shoulders back and then drive the hips in. 2 more times. 3. Squeeze as much as you can to get the arms straight. Hold the shoulders back. And 1 more time. Belly button right in towards the spine. And your last one. And drive in and step in. Now just let the weights rest in front of your thighs, pull the shoulder blades back, your hamstrings, we need the hip hinge. Now don't bend the knees any further, just let them be soft and push your hips back and then drive forward out the heels. So you're not trying to lift your upper body and the weights, you're trying to get your neutral spine and you're pushing down through the heels, which is what's going to drive the hips in. Feel the hips pull back rather than going into a squat. So you get the feeling you're almost lifting the bottom here, so you feel the stretch into the back of the thighs. Now just checking your shoulders again, open the collarbones. So when you tip forward, those collarbones are open, but not let them drop in. If you let the collarbones drop in, it lets the upper back round. So it's all about maintaining that nice posture as we move. Big squeeze through the glutes. 4, 3, 2, your last hip drive, 1, and let's come down to the floor. Let's go with hip bridges first of all, using our 2 weights, and we're going to work into the chest and bring it back into our triceps and shoulders. Okay, it's getting warm, nicely warm. So we're going to come into our hip bridge position with both your weights, and as you lie down, you just want your feet to hip distance, fairly close to your bottom. Once you're here, try not to chin in, so you're not looking towards the back of the room, looking towards the front. Extend both arms, soft elbows and both shoulders away from the ears. So your knuckles are pointing to the ceiling, your wrists are set. Roll up through your hip bridge. Squeeze your bum at the top and just open one arm and then the other arm. Now when you open the arm, I want you to open through the front of the shoulder. So if you relax the elbows here, keep that soft bend in the elbow, and as you move one arm, press the opposite shoulder, back of the shoulder, into the ground. And there's no rush. If you bring the weights in too close to each other, it tends to make the back of the shoulder blades spread apart. So if you keep those shoulder blades pulled in and your weights here wide rather than here, it's easy to keep those shoulder blades connected. Now when you open the arm, think about the hips. Try not to let your hips sway. Keeping the bottom strongly squeezed. Keeping the shoulders set and rolling through the spine. So we're going to use the out breath as we rise. Breathing in to open, out and close. Next time we add in a heel raise, just lifting the heel off the floor. So when you open your right arm, you're going to lift your left heel. Keeping the bottom squeezed, place the heel down as the arm rises, then left arm, right heel, and then rolling back down through the spine, keeping the weights. Just check here now, your weights are over your mid-chest, they've not come up by your face. And by when they're over the mid-chest, you've got a good set position with the shoulders away from your ears. And you can really feel the back of the shoulder blades pressing into the ground. Rolling down slowly. Now you can stay with a heel lift, or you can come to a knee lift. You lift the heel, then lift the knee. Ball of the foot, heel down, opposite heel lifts, then the knee, ball of the foot, heel down, and then roll down. So you've got a little bit more work to do, especially around your glutes. Trying to make sure that as you lift one knee, the hips aren't dropping down towards the floor. So that's why we lift the heel first, so we can really set our balance before we even think about lifting the knee. When you lift the heel, you squeeze your opposite buttock, you've transferred the weight, and then you're trying to keep that weight anchored through the heel as you lift the knee. Smooth down through the spine, and twice more here. And still feel the roll of the spine, a softness through the elbow. So all the work stays into the chest, all the stability staying through the back of the shoulders and our glutes. Squeeze the bottom strong. Now hold here. Keep the hips up. Lift your left heel and bend your right arm. Stay at the top. We're going to alternate the heel lifts and the tricep presses. So try not to let the hips sink as much as working through the arms and the feet. I want to think about our base first. That comes pressing both shoulders evenly into the ground. Squeezing both buttocks, keep the hips up nice and high. If you find it too much with the heel raise and things are starting to sway, feel free to keep the heels still and just work the arms. 4. Breathe out on the extension. 3. 2. 1 more on each side. Both arms up, both heels down, and then roll down through the spine. Bring the weights down. Right, when you're ready from here, elbows are going to come wide, and you're going to turn your hands slightly in towards your body, so your elbows are wider than your elbows. Knees just at 90 degrees, and then we're going to push the weights up, and then pull the weights back. So I want the weights to stop in line with your shoulders, not coming all the way together, they're more here with that gap. Elbows pull away. Now check on your ribs, draw the front of the ribs down. Now holding at the top, we're going to take a single arm pull over. Keeping the palm facing forward and try not to let the ribs lift. So the arm isn't going to go as far back as what we do with a double arm pull over. Because there's more work to do around the shoulder for stability as you draw the arm back. And there's definitely more work through your core, drawing the ribs down towards the hips. Trying not to let the back of the ribs lift off the ground as you take the arm back. And again, don't close the weights, they're in line with the shoulders, ready for that pull back. Chin tucked in. Feel the back of both shoulders pressed into the ground. Just twice more. This is about keeping a neutral spine as you take the pull over and bringing the weight back over your mid-chest each time. One last one here. Breathe in to open, breathe out to close. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And turn your weights in. When you're ready from here, elbows come down, palms are faced in, bring your feet back and just lift up your right knee. All one move, you're going to work into the chest press and the hip bridge. Now we're going to try not to put the bottom onto the ground. Just a little hover. Think about squeezing your left buttock to push the hips up. Pressing down to the back of both shoulders. For 3, 2, 1. Change sides. So right foot comes down with the left knee. Naito, you can rest on the ball of the foot. When you're ready, up with the hips. Roll to a hover. And try and think about squeezing the bottom to push the hip up. Breathe in as you sink down. Breathe out to push up. 3 to go. Actually, now there's 3 to go. Need to cut your one short then. 2. And your last one. And then we can rest. Bring the weights down and just circle the arms around over your head. So your palms face the ceiling here and then pull the arms wide. Breathe in as you open the arms and then breathe out to circle them around. A couple more, just to nicely release the shoulders. And resting. Right, from here, we're going to come into a side hover first. So just with the one weight. Now in your side hover, you've got your bottom knee down the floor and your top leg is straight. You've got your ribs lifting, and we're going to, when we rise, we're going to push this top shoulder over the bottom shoulder. So we really get to lengthen out the spine. And you can do this with or without a weight. The elbow sits in the ribs. We're going to lift the hips up and press the weights up. Then we're going to thread the weight underneath to get the rotation through the spine, open to the centre, and then lower back down. So push your top shoulder over your bottom shoulder. Then turn the shoulders slightly towards the floor, top arm above shoulder, and easing down onto your hip. Breathe out on the rise, breathe in to thread through, breathe out to open, and a breath in to release. Twice more. No rush on that rotation. Think about keeping the shoulder nice and strong as you turn. And then holding here. Right, from here, turn onto your back with the one weight. Double leg shoot out, so you're going to bring your knees above your hips and hold both weight. The hands, hold your weight with both hands, both shoulders rolled back. Try and take the knees a little further forwards, not over the belly. Slowly extending, holding and feel your backs on the floor. And slowly back to here. Feel the ribs. When the arms start to move back, you might feel the ribs want to pull away from the hips. So just that little bit of focus, drawing the front of the ribs down towards the hips and holding, and then easing back into the centre. Now as you come into centre, you've got the option to come back into the obliques by adding a little crunch. So as the knees come over the hips, your weight comes to the outside of the thigh, your head rests, knees to the outside of the left thigh. Breathe in, not the knee, the weight, I know what I mean. Breathe in to open and breathe out to close. If you're struggling to lift the head, you can still do that same movement with the head down, and again the arms staying straight the whole way through. 2 more on each side if you can. Again, option to keep the head down. Breathe out as you pull in. Breathe in to open. Out to pull in. And hold. Let's turn to the other side for our plank. So you're going to come onto the opposite elbow this time. I'm sure you don't want to do the same one twice. Elbow underneath your shoulder. So don't get too far away here because the shoulder's then not in the right position to stabilise. Bring it nice and close. Pull the bottom knee back so it's in line with your hip, and then lining your top thigh up with your bottom thigh. Elbow at 90, with or without the weight. Now if you even don't want to lift the hip, you can just lift the waist, You can still have that little turn and then come back to the centre and hold. Or again, if you're lifting the hip, you're pushing your shoulder over your bottom shoulder, feeling the rotation, and then lowering the hip down and the elbow to the ribs. So you push it with the hip and the weight. Breathe in as you thread through. Breathe out to open, and a soft breath in as you ease back down. Again, you can just get that feeling you're lifting your waist. You don't have to lift the hip. You can then thread around a little, open up, and then relax down. So whichever movement you're working with, really feel your waist lifting away from the floor. Feel the shoulders stacked right over your bottom shoulder. There's just one left. Breathe out on the push. Breathe in to thread through. Breathe out to open. And a breath in to release. Pop the weight down. Come into a side lying position. So in your side lying position, we're going to have both knees bent, stacked and facing forward for your climb. We're going to set the hip away from the rib, keeping the pelvis in place. We're just going to open the top leg, then extend the leg, feet come together and the knees close. So we lift, kick, tap and lower. Now look at your top leg. When you straighten your top leg out, your thighs should be still aligned. If they're not and your legs moved away, then don't straighten the leg as much. Because once we lift the knee, then we're using our muscles around the hip to stabilise the hip joint and maintain that position here. And then think about squeezing your thigh to get into the quads and to lengthen your hamstrings. And if that top knee moves away from the bottom knee, we kind of lose that a little bit. And we also lose that nice deep connection through that outer thigh. 2 more singles, lifting, squeezing the thigh and easing back and releasing. Next time, stay at the top, 3 leg extensions. 3, tap the toe. 2, hold the leg out straight, pull it back. Now 3 knee drops, knee to knee, leg out straight. 2, bring the leg forward, bend the knee, and then lower the knee. So from the beginning we lift, we extend for 3, tap, 2, slow and controlled. Hold the third one, pull the leg back, and the knee drops in for 3, pushing away from your body. 2, 1 more. Keep the hips in place, bring the leg forward so the knees are aligned. Bring the feet together, then close the knee. Twice more. Feel the lift. Keep that lifting feeling through the outer thigh as you extend right into your toes. Holding the third one, pull your leg back so it's in line with your hip, and drop the knee in for 3, 2, last time, holding the leg straight, keep it straight, bring the knees aligned, feet come together, and knee lowers. Your last one, lifting, squeezing, tap the toe. 2, straighten the leg, squeeze the thigh, pull it all the way back so that the hips are level. 3, pushing away. 2, stretching into the toes as you push, and then this time bring the leg forward, bring the feet together, lower the knee. Now just lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, watch that pelvis if you're not moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release, and let's do the other side. It's turning over, isn't it? So we'll start with the climb and just the leg extension first, getting a feel for that movement, and then we'll add in the triple extensions and those knee drops. So first thing, the important thing is your set position, top knee in line with your bottom knee and hip gently away from the rib. When you're ready, lift the top knee, extend the leg, feet come together and knees close. So if you imagine your bottom is up against the wall, so when you lift your top knee, there's no space available for your hips to roll back. can almost think about slightly pushing your top hip forward as you lift the knee. Not so you're pushing it out of position, but just so you're stopping it from rolling back. It's like you're prepared to push your hip forwards. So you're squeezing your bottom to stabilise the hips the whole way through. There's no rush, all about the control. The control brings the heat. This time for 3, holding. No rush, 3, tap the toe. 2, tap, hold. Hold it back. Bring the knee forward for 3, extend. 2, extend. Hold the leg out straight. Again, keep the leg high. Then bend the knee and then lower the knee. To the lift, 3 extensions. 3, 2, you hold your third. Then you pull the leg back, just above hip level, and we're dropping that knee. And again, the whole time as we move from one position to the other, we're trying to keep the pelvis itself still. So we need to be using our core, drawing the abdominals in, tucking the bottom under slightly, holding that third straight leg, pull back the straight leg, and then scoop in for 3, toes away, 2, once more. Hold the leg straight, bring it forwards, bend the knee, lower the knee. 2 more sets of the 3s. Squeeze the thigh. And again, you want that feeling that you're trying to make the leg longer each time. Pull it back, keeping it straight, and then scoop in. 3. And again, your top knee is just coming level with your bottom knee. And then this time the whole leg comes forwards, in line with your bottom thigh, foot comes down, and the knee. 1 last one. 3. Just make sure that top hip hasn't rolled back, so give your top buttock a little squeeze. Keep squeezing it, scoop for 3, push, 2, push, last one. Bring the leg forward, bend the knee, lower the knee, now lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep going, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Give the bottom a little rub just to release the hips, and then we'll go onto our backs and take a stretch. So in your own time, if you roll onto your back, bring the knees in. Gosh, time flies by. Taking out your right leg and bring your left knee to 90. I'm going to take the left knee over to the right hand side. Keeping the back of the shoulders gently pressed into the floor. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to try and relax the knee, let the hips feel a little heavier, and just gently roll out to the side. That feels nice. You can just allow your leg to feel heavy. Change legs, so taking your leg out straight, and bring the knee in to 90 degrees. And then you're going to take the knee across the body. But you're going to still focus on keeping the back of the ribs and the shoulders down towards the ground. You breathe in when you're ready. Breathe out, let the leg feel a little heavier. Breathe in again through your nose. Breathe out, relax the back, let the knee roll a little further. Also pin your shoulder down to the ground. And then easing into the centre. Hooking your knees, push the knees forward and nodding the chin. Take a roll up when you're ready. And come over onto your hands and knees. So the hands just below the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips. From here, you tuck under your toes and then push your hips back towards your heels. So you just let the knees come off the floor as you push back into the hips, then try and lift them up. Try and straighten the legs and press the heels back towards the floor. Trying to lift your tailbone up for a nice stretch down the back of the thighs. Gently push your chest through towards your thighs. Then lift both heels, so you're bending both knees and step your feet forward. Or you can walk your hands back. Chin nods in, crown of head hangs, and your shoulders relax. And your own time, taking a breath in. Use the out breath and take a nice restack back up through the spine. And as you roll up to perfect posture, you give the shoulders a little roll back and then just circling the arms. Sorry, I've not been my sprightly self. I'm just having 2 migraines, one on Friday, one on Saturday, so I'm not feeling amazing. But we got through it with a bit of gobbledygook. Both shoulders pull up towards the ears and let them drop. And again, nice big breath in and release. And applaud yourselves, ladies and gents. Well worked. It certainly woke me up this morning. Hopefully it's done the same for you too. Have a lovely day, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Geraldine. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Alison. Thank you, Tim. Have a good day. Thank you, Diane. Thanks, Martin. Have a good day. Thank you.